I said she grabbed my hand, girls rescue, met the bar, witness said tears fled the head, I'm waiting, I guess she tweet, I guess she confess, she thinking less, not drinking less, bathroom says, best to get spontaneous, I stereotype, put to rest tonight, imagine, believe, and achieve, it works, Skyline as I rise like fireworks.
Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of After the Storm. I'm your host Matt Clark. Of course, we're here talking about the Thunder versus the Bucks tonight. The Thunder falling, of course, 115 to 142 to Milwaukee. Milwaukee's just, man, they're an absolute beast. The Thunder dropping their 8th straight home loss. Of course, we've won 3 in a row on the road. The Thunder now falling to 20 and 44. The Bucks improving to 40 and 25. So, my keys for tonight were really simple. If we could, we've got to control Giannis, which good luck on that. Nobody else has seemed to be able to do that. But we have to control him by committee. I mean, we don't have favors, so we don't really have Muscala to kind of bring him out away from the basket. And we have Roby, and we had Roby and Sard. That's what we had as our big man to try to control him as much as possible and Poku whenever we could and to double whatever we can do to just get him. But there's really no answer for Giannis in the league at this particular moment. He's big, he's strong, he's athletic, he's fast, he can run, he can jump, he's long, he's just an absolute monster. But on that being said, the Thunder, I talked about it today, and also Monday on the Unpopular Hour, is that my morning show or daily show is that we have to do our game. We can't get in a running game with them. We can't get up and down the court. That's just not what we do. We don't have the athletes. We don't have the players in order to maintain that type of pace or that type of game. We have to slow the game down. We have to be patient on offense. We have to run our offense. We have to be patient. We have to attack the basket. We have to move without the basketball. And most importantly, we have to finish. And then we do get open looks for threes. We have to nail those. That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. But we have to slow them down, and we have to rebound by committee. If we can do that and not get in a transition game, we should be fine. And, by the way, our reserves are just going to have to play out their minds. We're shorthanded. Like we've talked about, no Giddey, no Dort, no Robson Earl, no Williams, no Muscala, no Jerome. The list just goes on and on to the walking wounded for the Thunder. But, it is what it is. You got to play through it. This is professional sports or whatever. Sports is sports. Players get hurt. You got to play through it. So, but I thought the Thunder did very well in the first quarter. In the first quarter, 34-39. We were 5 for 9 for 3, which is one of the keys I talked about. They were 3 for 8. So, we were playing good defense. We were doing our best job of getting our hands in front of them. We shot 57%. They shot 57. We shot 57.1. They're at 57.5. 57-57. Okay. That's the way I look at it. But that being said, they were killing us just because rebounding-wise, they just killed us. Rebounds were just, what were the final rebounding stats? The final rebounding stats, they out-rebounded us. Let me see, where is it at? They out-rebounded us 36 to 53. It's a lot of rebounds. 17 rebounds, a lot of rebounds. A lot of rebounds to give up. That's a lot of second chance points. And a lot of it came when the Thunder had came back and would make a run and got within 11 or got within 12 or got within 9. And all of a sudden, they'd get an offensive rebound on a long shot, bit a putback or get another pass out, and they'd knock down the 3. So the Thunder did really well, overall as best as we could do. But at the same time, we just don't have the players they have. They are the defending NBA champions. We are at home. And once again, the one thing about the Thunder, they don't die. They don't give up. They play hard. And that's exactly what they did. I was really proud of the guys. I thought for us to keep at 34-39 after the first quarter, I thought was pretty good because we had to score with them. Because we just don't have the players to stop them. We just don't. And they just was a machine, but our players played out their minds. They did everything they can, and considering that SGA only had 6 points of the 34, you would have thought that would be 17 of 34 or 15 of 34. But he had 6 of our 34 points in the first quarter. That's because everybody else was stepping up. Lindy Waters, what is Randy calling Mr. Water under the bridge? Lindy Water under the bridge. He was doing that. He was doing his thing. He was knocking out threes tonight. He ended up with what was it, 15, I believe. So he did what he had to do tonight. Uh, but once again, it doesn't matter if you score points. If you're giving up points on the offensive end, on the defensive side, it just, to me, it's a wash. You have to score more than you give up or make it a wash. But you have to come in and knock down threes at critical points. And he did that. I will say today, he did that early. But, he had 11 at half and only ended up with, I think it was 15 or 16, whatever it was he ended up with. But he couldn't get it done in the second quarter, or in the second half. And so we go into the second quarter, and like I said, we're down five, and we start out with Baisley, Wiggins, Mann, Roby, SGA. That was our starting five, or our starters, and we come back with the normal group, which is Poku, Mann. Uh, my mind just went blank. Maladon, Baisley, Sar. That's our group, and they did what they could. Lindy Waters played out. Like I said, he played well. Craigshire didn't really give us anything tonight. But that being said, we did what we had to do. We played hard, we played together, and we did everything by committee. We rebounded as much as we could by committee. We kept them in front of us. We did everything we could do just not to give away easy transitional baskets on the other side, which we did a fantastic job, I thought, of overall in the game. But once again, they're just way more talented than we are. But that's something we can fix. You can go into the draft and you can get some players. And clearly, I have no problem drafting players because you can survive through the draft. You can get better. You just got to be good at what you do. And drafting is hard. It's hard to predict players that are going to be, stalwarts in the NBA who are going to play for a long period of time, who are going to contribute. And right now, we have two of the best guard combination, I think, young guards in the NBA, in SGA and Giddey. They're both young. We have plenty of time with those guys. We just got SGA to a long-term, his second contract. Giddey's still on his first. And as long as we keep doing what we're doing, we should be able to sign SGA again if you draft people, if you get people in to help him. Because if not, why is he going to waste his talent? He might as well go somewhere else where he has a chance to win. So, you got a golden opportunity. You have two fine young guards. Let's take advantage of that, Oklahoma City. Let's give them a chance. But that being said, the Thunder did everything they possibly could do to stay in the game. The second chance points is just killed us. They just killed us on second chance points. But SGA, fortunately, we have him. What did he do? They started to make a run to pull away. SGA came back in. He ended up with 21. He had 15 second quarter points. Waters hit some key threes, went 3 for 5 total from the three-point line, which is what we have him for. He shoots 51% from three in the G League. So that's why you brought him up here. Here's this chance to knock down threes, but he's got to be able to play some defense as well. Hitting threes is fine, but you got to be able to play some defense. And if you're coming in and you're going 3 for 5, if you're getting me 11 points, you give me 15 points every time you get on the court, then I can see playing you some. But if it's 15 tonight and 6 tomorrow, when we go back and we have to go to Minnesota, and let's face it, Minnesota's killed us twice. We don't match up well with them at all. We played our minds out shooting over 50% and still got killed tonight. But Minnesota is not Milwaukee. So we have a chance to do something. But we played as well as we could possibly play. We did everything we possibly could do. The second quarter, we went 3 for 6. First quarter, by the way, on threes, we were, like I said, we were 5 for 9. They were 3 for 8. Second quarter, we were 3 for 6. But they were 8 for 11. 8 for 11. And guess what? The score was 65-76. We were only down 11. They went 8 for 11 from 3. And we're only down 11. You think a team goes for 8 for 11 from three-point line, you're down 15. But we were only down 11. And had Giannis hit the 3 at the end, it'd be close to that. But at the same time, hey, we shot 58%. They shot 59. So guess what? They weren't stopping us either because we were attacking. We were in full attack mode. We were going to the basket. We were finishing at the rim. We were knocking down shots when we were open. We were doing the little things that you needed to do to stay in the game to be competitive. That's what we did. That's why we were down 65-76 at the end of the second half. I mean, the end of the half. And it should have been far worse than that. If a team goes 8 for 11 and shoots 59%, you should be down 25, 15 at least, minimum. Probably more like 20, 25. Easy. But once again, Thunder showed up. Our defense tried to help us keep us in the game. But that being said, how much defense was there really? They had 39 and 37, which is very uncharacteristic of the OKC Thunder defensively. We very rarely give up 39 and 37 in back-to-back quarters. I don't know if that's happened all year long. I mean, we give up 39 and we might give up 31 or 30 or 28 the next quarter. We very rarely get beat up like that. But at the same time, we went 34-31. So we were scoring as well, which is what you have to do. If a team is scoring, you can't stop them, then hell, you better score. You better have some guys on there who can finish and who can score at the basket. That's what you got to do. And that's what the Thunder did tonight. So we start the third quarter with Baisley, Wiggins, Man, Roby, and our boy SGA. And what did the Bucks do? 9-2 start. Bam. Hit us right in the mouth right off the bat. Bam. 9-2. And what did we do? Came right back. And part of boxing is to be a counterpuncher. And when you're going against a Tyson or somebody like that with a big punch, they're going to try to knock you out. But you got to survive that first punch or those first couple of punches. If you can do that, then you can spar back and forth to hit them. Stay close. And the Thunder did a good job of that. Great job of that, as a matter of fact, I thought. Did a fantastic job of staying in. Okay? SGA, of course, had 9 points in that quarter. Giving him 30 for that, another 30-point game. Shocking. But, he has to. We have no other scores, really, but him. And once again, Roby has played well. He did what he had to do. He's contributing. He's slowly getting better and better in our eyes. And so we can get him. We can get Sarr, get him a little bit more weight on him. I think we may be okay, but we still need that dynamic young center who can actually score consistently 12 to 15 points a game, who can grab 8 boards, maybe 1 or 2 blocks. And I'll even take 10 to 12 because, Giddey, this is my thing. SGA has to get 25 to 30 points a game, minimum. Okay, like I said, to me, 27 would be perfect if he can average that. Josh comes in next at 17 to 20. Then you come in with Dort, 12 to 15. 12, I'm thinking that's where he could get because he's going to have to be able to guard the best defensive player, or best offensive player. So his I don't mind his numbers being down if he can keep their best player down. Then if you can have your center come in and get 10, 12, maybe 15, 10, 12. Then you have Wiggins coming in getting 8, 10, maybe 11. Then you have someone else coming up. But you have 4 guys in double figures, then you can compete. And then you come off the bench, and you've got some guys. You've got a 6th man who can come off the bench and elevate the team when Giddey and SGA are on there. Because remember, we got to have one guy or the other on the court at all times. Drone him, he's a nice little player, but he doesn't get it done. Krejci doesn't get it done. Waters doesn't get it done. Poku can't get it done. Basically can't get it done. And like I said, I loved what Josh did right after he came back from the All-Star game when he and SGA played. Looked at Baisley and Poku, was like, give up the ball, boy. Give me the ball. SGA first, me second, the rest of y'all last. You don't need to be running past us trying to make plays. This ain't the G League, homie. This is the NBA. This is the league. No G, no letters in front of it. This is the league, not G League. So you got to understand where you're at and what you're playing. Can't just be running up and down the court, which he did that a couple times tonight. Had to call timeout. Dude, you can't run up and down the court, grab a rebound, and go coast to coast. Can't do that. That's what Milwaukee wants. They want a fast-paced game because we don't have the athletes, and they know it. And every time we tried that, what did they do? Break out to a big lead. What did we have to do? Slow the game down, attack the basket, move without the ball, hit wide-open threes, finish at the rim. That's what you do to stay in games against teams who are clearly you're clearly outmanned. Third quarter, Thunder 5 for 12. Them 2 for 10. Great third quarter. We shot 54%. They shot 51. How about that? Knocked them down. We're still in the high 50s, middle 50s. They're in the low 50s. And guess what? 93-105. 93-105. Great third quarter by the Thunder, I thought. Fourth quarter, they just were too much for us. Just too much. There's just too many players, too much talent, too many stars. That's why they're one of the defending NBA champions. We just don't have the roster that they have, but we can build it. We can get the guys, we can draft, and we can be there in a few years. We can build it back up. But we got to get the crowd in there. Threes overall. Thunder, 16 for 39. Milwaukee, 20 for 40. They shot 53%. We shot 50. And they, of course, went on a 23-5 run to end the game. But that's just what happens. We did everything we possibly could do. We played out our minds. Anytime you can shoot 50% and you can score 115 points in a game, and you can go 16 of 39 for 3, and you still get beat 27. It's just, that just shows you how good Milwaukee is. And you remember, we're playing shorthanded. We don't have the players that we needed to have. But once again, the Thunder, we don't give up. We fight to the end. We ain't going to give you nothing. You're going to have to earn it. Especially in our house. We just ain't going to give it to you. You got to take it. And that's exactly what Milwaukee did. But like I said, look at those numbers. 16 for 39 from 3. Shoot 50% from the field. And you still get killed. That's playing as best as you possibly could play with basically a G League team against the reigning NBA champions. Very proud of our Thunder. Very proud of what we did. Very proud of how far we've come. And like I said, we've got to get better at home. 8 straight home losses is unacceptable, even though we've won 3 on the road. But then again, tomorrow we've got to go to play Minnesota. And they've killed us by 30 twice. I mean, we don't match up with them. But once again, we're going to be on the road, so we'll see what happens. We play much better. And like I said, it's simply because you're together. They'll fly in. They'll be together. They'll eat their pregame together. They'll shoot around. They'll be in a hotel together. They'll be around each other. They won't have all these distractions. And they'll be galvanized simply because you're on the road. And it makes a huge difference. Playing on the road versus playing at home. It's a huge difference. And at home, what you want is your crowd there to help you through the low moments. When you need that help, when you need that extra person to help you, that's what home crowds should do. And we need to get it done. But anyway, Thunder, 20 and 44. The Bucks, 40 and 25. They come in and beat us 142-115. And I just want to say the Bucks, 31, 37, 29, and 37. We only scored 22 in the fourth quarter. 22 points. Uncharacteristic of the Thunder. Well, characteristic of the guys when we didn't have SGA in there. But I can't remember the last time we only scored 22 points with him in the game. So, but that's once again, we just don't have the players to match up with guys who are that talented, that athletic, that gifted, and that determined. We're just not there yet. Are we going to get there? I sure as hell think we are, and I believe we will be. I've got the utmost confidence in our ownership and in our management to get that done. So, once again, thank you for watching After the Storm. Hope this was informative. Everybody be safe tonight. Peace. Be safe.